right, good morning. Good morning, people of Oyo State, Osun State, and everyone listening and watching us this morning from Iyagoku. Yes, the Dominion Brokers House. You're welcome to the agenda this lovely morning. I am Chike Ubogu. Well, today we're 11 days away from the Osun State gubernatorial election of 15th August 2026. The air is thick with tension, calculation, and quiet conversations in every model park, marketplaces, and compounds. But at the center of this, contestant two men, but there are more than two contesting for the election. But we're making emphasis on these two men. The incumbent governor of Osun State, Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke, now flying the flag of Accord Party, and Asiwaju Munuruddin Bola Oyebamiji, popularly called Ambo, who is the All Progressives Congress candidate in Osun State. Remember, I said there are other candidates, but for the sake of this conversation, we're laying emphasis on these two men. Around them swirl questions of performance, party loyalty, grassroots control, and the bitter feud that has torn the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, in Osun State into competing camps. But what do ordinary voters really think? Well, joining me in the studio this morning is a spokesperson of the Ambo Movement Group, Comrade Femi Babalola, the one popularly known as Bablo. It's good to have you after a long while.
Chike, good morning.
You've been on exile, self-exile from me.
But now I'm at home now.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks
Welcome
so much.
back.
Thanks so
much. Before we dive in, a quick reminder to our audience here that you can send WhatsApp messages to the number 0705 505 1061, 0705 505 1061. WhatsApp messages only there this morning. We just want intelligent contributions there, not insults, intelligent contributions this morning. That's what we want. We don't want insults. Let's have a very cerebral discourse. So let's begin. Comrade Babalola, many people still find it surprising that Governor Adeleke is seeking re-election on the Accord Party platform after winning in 2022 on the PDP ticket. Now, how does the Ambo movement read that switch? And then what does it say about the dynamics of Osun State politics right now in 2026?
Well, if you look at the way we used to have it from the past, historically, if you check the past history, and so to say, let me put it from this way, that we started elective principle in 1921. And if you check our record, you will discover that right from that period till date, is either we are having two major political parties or we are having the three political parties. But the third one faded away. That was in 1999 when we considerably had two major political parties. Now, when you look at Nigerian political space, you discover that we do not believe in third leg. That is the third opportunity. We always concerned with just two major political parties. Now, like you have said, Governor Adeleke contested under the platform of PDP in those days.
In 2022.
In 2022.
And he won.
Even in 2018.
2018.
In 2022. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of the problem that they are having presently, the implosion within PDP, that has stopped, the movement of PDP into whatever it is today. And that made him to go to Accord Party. For us that we are in APC, or let me say, for my Oga, which is Asiwaju Munuruddin Bola Oyebamiji, we are seeing empty goalpost.
Empty goalpost.
An empty goalpost is that we do not believe that there is any contestant anymore except this individual.
Wow.
Why am I saying that? I'm not saying that Demola Adeleke does not exist. No. I am not saying it doesn't enjoy pedestrian popularity. No. But I am saying that when it comes to the potpourri of what politics is all about, he is no more there.
That's what you think.
Honestly speaking.
But Adeleke's camp insists that come to infrastructure, it has improved in Osun State. Salaries are being paid even more regularly, unlike what you had during the Aregbesol's era, and that the dancing governor, that's Adeleke, has restored joy and accessibility in Osun State. How do you respond to voters who say this? They say, at least we see him. He's among us.
Well, let me put it this way. Because we have left undone what we're supposed to have done, we are doing certain things that we know could never harness to glory for us in Nigeria. Otherwise, how am I going to say that when I am listing my achievement, I'm going to mention that payment of salary is part of it?
It is.
I have worked for you.
No, but
what you're supposed to do is to pay me.
So
then you cannot rely on the fact that we are having errors in the past. I will not make that to be an achievement. Yes, I understand that during the Aregbesola era, there was a problem. There was an issue. And it boiled from the fact that at that very point in time, there was this kind of problem within the global space, politically, economically, to the extent that they were waiting for the bailout. But look at what Mr. President says of reason. He said, no state government could ever say that he doesn't have money, he or she doesn't have money to pay a salary, because they are taking multiplied by 5 or whatever resources that they are on ground before. So it is no longer an achievement. Then you talk of infrastructure. Now let me put it this way.
Before you go to infrastructure, because we are coming there, I want to puncture you a bit. Now, Governor Adeleke became governor in 2022. And
yes.
That was during Buhari's regime.
Yeah.
And then he tried as much as possible to offset some backlog of salaries, and even pensions, gratuities, and so forth. However, just hold on a bit.
Okay.
However, what you're trying to absolve your party of right now, the same party, the APC, had Rauf Aregbesola as governor, in Osun State, who owed so much salaries. Now, the bailouts from the president was not there in 2022, 2023. The bailout started unfolding more in 2024. So you would say, would you give it to Adeleke for even taking that? It's an achievement for him, taking that bold step in 2022, 2023, before Mr. President today said giving them a bailout. It should be an achievement.
No, it can never be. And
Okay.
I'm going to clear certain things.
Okay.
During Aregbesola period, like what I have said, there was this kind of economic problem in Nigeria. Nearly only few states were able to pay the salary at that very point in time. For example, I remember that Aregbesola used to go to some of these state governments, especially Rotimi Amechi, Lagos, to borrow money for him to be able to pay. Now, salary stabilization came under Oyetola. He never owed a salary, he never owed a dime. I am not talking of the backlog of the money that they were supposed to pay, but during his tenure, for that 4 solid years, he never borrowed a dime, and he paid salary as and when due. Now, let me put it like this. When there was a problem, it was the time when Bola Oyebanji, that is Ambo, he was the MD of, they call it Osisco in Osun State. When they noticed his performance, they brought him on board into the governance. He became the Honorable Minister of Finance from July 2017. That was when Osun got the stability, and they were able to pay.
You mean Commissioner of Finance?
Yeah, he became Commissioner of Finance. Sorry, he became Commissioner of Finance. Immediately, they understood that this guy is really performing beyond his metal. You understand? At the Osiko, then they brought him on ground to become the Commissioner of Finance. Immediately, they sent away this other man from Ijesha. And the moment that guy, the moment Bola Oyebanji became that, they were able to pay salary as and when due, even up to now. Now, look at the amount of money that the state government are collecting now. Out of the 38 out of the 36 states that you have, can we mention anyone that hold anybody's salary? The answer is no, because of the too much money that they are collecting from the federal location.
If you say, I just fact check something now. If you say that Governor Oyetola never owed,
aside the backlog, but his own person for that 4 years.
But the buck stops on his table.
I know.
Governance is a continuum.
No, good, exactly.
Governance is a continuum.
Exactly
so if the predecessor owed salary,
he's supposed to have people pay.
He should inherit both asset and liability.
No, I agree with you partially because of the fact that you said the word which I underscored that you have to accept the asset and the liability,
Exactly.
which means as the governor, which we believe that government is in continuum, therefore you're supposed to pay.
Yeah.
You know, that was the mistake of Oyetola, and it was
So
not
he
a
left,
mistake. Do
he
you know
left,
why
he
it
left
was-
about 76 billion naira salaries and pensions.
No, I understand, and it
Yeah.
was not even a problem, because at that time, what was the IGR of Osun State? What was the salary, the allocation being collected from Abuja? Now, when you now combine the two, somebody told me, I've never fact-checked, but somebody told me that the combination of what Oyetola, Aregbesola, and Lagunsoye took at that time as the federal allocation, that this present government is taking more than that.
Well,
I've
that
never
cannot,
fact-checked
that cannot be fact-checked for now. It's
but
not substantiated.
But I agree one thing, that what's supposed to be done is that the moment Oyetola got there, he's supposed to pay those backlog salary that was on ground. But unfortunately, when you check the allocation and the IGR, it could not meet up to the standard. And that is the more reason he made sure that every other thing that's supposed to be done in his administration, apart from the work that they have owed the workers, he was able to pay it.
But that's incompetence on the part of
I
government.
will never say it's incompetence,
Okay.
because you look at, in the theories of economy, this is what we are made to believe.
Okay.
You look at your resources, you now put it side by side with whatever things you want to do. Now, when you now look at the little resources you have, then you have to prioritize.
Scale
What
of
are the
preference.
things, scale of preference. What are the things I'm supposed to do? Which I believe, or let me say that one of the things that's supposed to be the priority was that the worker salary, and that is the more reason he made sure and he maintained that he was able to pay within that period. Only that the one that was on ground, he was unable to do that.
Well, you were talking about, we just wanted to fact check that and get it straight that
Yeah.
he owed salary.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had a debt on him, 76
definitely,
billion.
which
Yes.
this current administration they are paying.
Okay, so that's a plus.
It's not a plus.
It is a
It
plus.
is not
You
a
just
plus.
said something. This
I
current
say it's not
administration
a
is
plus.
okay.
Imagine with the too much money that they are collecting from Abuja and with the present IGR, and if fail to do so, then who will help us?
Okay, let's get back to the discussion. You were trying to talk about infrastructure.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you. On that infrastructure, every state, according to the political calibration, we have 3 senatorial districts. Now I'm going to take the senatorial district one after the other. Unfortunately, I supposed to come with one thing which it was on my phone. It's on my phone. And that is, I want to look at it from the federal constituencies. But let's look at the senatorial district.
Okay.
Governor Ademola comes from Osun West Senatorial District. I am from Osun Central. Ife East, we call it Osun East Senatorial District. Now we are going to take it one after the other. I will start from Osun East. There was this flyover in Ife. There was this road that the man has constructed in Modakeke stroke Ife. That's number one. Then let's come to my place, which is Osun Central. That is from Osogbo down to Ifedayo local government, which is Ora. Now, there was this road that they have started constructing right from Osogbo. They are taking it to the boundary of Osun State, which is at Ilaodo. Now, Aregbesola started it. Oyetola continue. The Adeleke too continue, but they have not finished it. The road is still on ground till today. Aside that one, then the next thing we enjoy was this flyover that has a lot of, at least you must have had the problem with the flyover. Those are the things. Then go back to Osun West, where Mr. Governor came from. 87%, if not 89, you can fast check. 87 or 89% of whatever infrastructure Mr. Governor has ever done to Osun State are really meant for other people. To the extent that when you look at what happened in Ido-Osun, between Ido-Osun and Ede, this airport that we are talking about, it has been taken from Ido-Osun down to Ede. So there's what you call Edenization, which I can call political prebendalism. Because at the end of the day, everything has been concentrated on Ede and Ede alone in my senatorial district, except the road that they have started under Aregbesola, except that flyover that is in Osogbo. There is nothing I can point to, and people are listening to me. They can point to in Osun Central, where I come from, right from Osogbo, the capital. About 3 or 4 days ago, the people of Osogbo asked Mr. Governor a question: is Ede the capital or Osogbo the capital of Osun State? So when you get to Ife, the same thing they did flyover. The question is, what was the time when our people met with the governor that, okay, this is what we want flyover. Why don't we give unto the people what they have required or requested from you? The point is that when a leader is taking the people to where they are going, that is not democracy. We're supposed to take you to where we want you to take us.
Well, I'm trying really to, I know we'll get that right. We're trying to fact check. Well, I have it here where a cursory review of Governor Ademola Adeleke's major infrastructural projects over the last 3.5 years in Osun State. And, well, many people have said there's a disturbing pattern, but within the period of review, we have a state government committed about 362.3 billion in 20 major infrastructure projects across the states, and 8 projects well within Ede federal constituency alone, and it represents about 71.9% of the total value of major projects. And we have the remaining 12 projects
being distributed to the entire
which is about
major town,
which is about 28.
So what are we not saying? So we are talking of Edenization.
No, you call it Edenization.
Yeah.
But I want to still put it to you, because many people will say, oh, if he didn't do it for Ede, where he comes from,
Jesus,
he will say, no, I'm coming.
I know.
They will say,
oh, the narration.
No, they will say, oh, he became governor, he didn't do anything for people of where he comes from. The same way people have also accused the former president Olusegun Obasanjo of not concentrating his efforts in the southwest, and also Goodluck Jonathan of not doing anything in the south where he comes from. So now he has taken the bull by the horn. Ede has been left underdeveloped in years.
No,
and at the end, hold on. And at the end of the day, he became governor, had some projects there. Well, he has done about 71.9% based on the statistics we have. Now, don't you think if he has a second term, he could switch attention to other parts and continue his project?
Do you know what I like about this present administration in Osun State?
Okay.
They believe that the volume of the vote that is going to bring Mr. Governor to his seat back in second term will come from Ede. All others, we are irrelevant.
That's what you think?
No, not what I think.
I was in Osogbo.
No, it's not what I think. If you can commit yourself to the extent that you have given yourself 71% of the total infrastructure, and the remaining 20 are being shared by the major towns and communities, then that means you are expecting that Ede vote alone is already, taking you to your
ground. So
can
I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Let me just ask you a question. Osun Central has a senator.
Yeah,
right?
That is Ajagunla.
And he's under what party?
Presently, it's under PDP now.
Okay, and Osun East has a senator.
That is Baba Fadamsi.
He's under what party?
APC now.
APC.
Yeah.
So they have senators. They have representation.
Yeah.
So what are these people also?
They are doing what they could do. Do not forget that all of them are collecting these terminal allocations I used to give to the infrastructure.
Constituency allowance.
Yeah. Good, thank you. They are giving them, and we could see the impact. For example, I could even see the impact of Ajagunla in my community.
So that's a compliment to the governor. They complimented the governor's effort.
I agree with what you are saying, but that does not mean that you should neglect your responsibilities, or that you should concentrate your responsibility to Ede alone. Imagine if Ajagunla from Ilaorangun could concentrate all his effort on Ilaorangun, how will my town have solar light? If Baba Fadazi concentrate every other thing in Ilesha, permit me to say, then what will be the effect of Baba Fadazi in Ife? So what we are saying is that this present administration believes in that. Imagine if Awolowo in those days, as the prime minister, concentrated much of his effort in Ikenne. Are we going to have Keko House in Ibadan? What will have happened to education? We are only treating one sector, which is infrastructure. We are coming to education. We are coming to health.
Has any governor ever done all in 4 years?
No, that is the problem. We are saying that if you want to concentrate your energy on two sectors, make sure you do it. And I know there can never be equality, but there must be equity.
Okay.
Hey, the point is that there is no equity, not even equality.
Even when you talk about equity, you also know that there is no utopian society.
We agree.
There's no perfect society.
I agree there is no utopian society, but to some extent I should be able to feel the government. Do not forget, I cast my vote, other people, they cast their too. Therefore, we have to understand one thing, that the more you are doing this into your state, you should be able to do it in my town.
But he tried in infrastructure.
Tried?
Even if it is a denization.
Even if it is,
let's be open-minded here.
Yeah.
Now, even if it is a denization, as you claim it is, he has done well in infrastructure.
Oh my goodness. No.
Okay.
The answer is original no.
Okay, so let's come to education.
Now, education. From what I have been able to garner over the years, I am not an educationist, but to some extent, within the political field, I was able to garner, and with my journalistic experience, I discovered that, number one, if you want to post a principal, it should be within it's a responsibility of the what's it called, TESCOM, to post the principal. But in Osun State today, ANCOPS will post, SUBEB will do the same thing, TESCOM will do. Go to my town, community secondary school, Obagun, 2 principals. Just say I want to see principal, they will take you to 2 offices. There are 2 principals. Now somebody is telling me there are 3 principals in Obagun, community secondary school. Do we have it like that in those days? What happened? That means there is this kind of K-legged administration in Osun State. So number 2, go to the classrooms, go and check it. First check the classroom in fact, a gubernatorial candidate of a party, if you want me to mention the name, I will mention for.
Please go ahead.
A gubernatorial candidate of a party, which is the ADC, African Democratic Congress, the former Speaker of Osun State, even said that.
Salam,
thank you. On the program that he said that when you are referring to the structures in schools today, you can only give it to Oyinlola and Aregbesola.
In education.
In education.
Okay,
that is to say, what has been the effect of this present administration as far as building structures in different schools is concerned?
So,
go number 2.
Okay.
About 1,500 teachers were being employed under Oyetola. Jami was saying something that looked very damning, that they sent them away. They couldn't recruit them. They couldn't allow them to be part of Osun workers, all because of the fact that they could not perfect their paper. You and I, Chike, we agree that government is in continuum.
Yeah.
If they could not perfect their paper, what are the things they could not perfect? To the extent that you can't tell them, go and perfect it because we come in, and you now send them away. You give them a blanket ban, all of them, we don't want you. The same thing in the sector. A larger number of staffs who have been, sent home.
Before we go to the health sector, let's finish the education sector.
So the teachers are there.
Yeah.
No. By the time
do you believe in school 1, school 2? Do you believe there are schools that have school 1, school 2?
They have it in my place. They have it all over.
So if you have school 1, school 2, so
they're supposed to have their principal. I am not referring to that.
Yeah. No, you said there are some schools that have 2 principals, 3 principals. So I'm trying to break it down for you.
I know what you are saying. That school 1, community secondary school back on school 1, community secondary school 2.
Yeah.
What brings 3 principals?
Okay, there could be junior secondary school.
Then number 2, who are the people that have been saddled with the responsibility of appointing the principal? TESCOM, ANCOPS, or SUBEB? Which one? According to the constitution.
Okay, so we'll have to find that out. But let's take you back to May 6, 2025. The governor of Osun State tweeted on his X handle, and he says, "I promised and we are delivering. Since I became your governor, Osun has moved from 33rd in WAEC and NECO rankings to number 7 in WAEC and NECO rankings. Is that not a feat for the governor?" That should be an achievement for Osun State. Because even when you're playing football, when you win a game, it is a coach. When you lose, it's the coach. So he's the coach in Osun State. Moving from 33 to number 7, it should be a very great achievement for education in Osun State.
Thank you. The point is that we all understand the way they do their ratings.
Okay.
I made the exam body.
Okay.
For example, I worked with National Exams Council in the past. I happen to be the PRO at the time. I know the way they do their ratings. You understand? They look at how, if you have about 1,000 students this year and about 400 or 300 were able to pass successfully credit in English and mathematics, the same thing, and all over like that. So to say, at least they were going to give you you see, we move from 30-something to 7 based on the performance of the student. The point is that there are certificates. Are there content in it? Yeah, there are paper certificates. I've gotten an individual who has 7 ways. What do you want to study? Secretariat administration. I said, with these 7 ways, I am not. You see all these this psychedelic window dress kind of calligraphy. That okay, we have moved from 38 to 7. It is not what is important. What is important is the kind of people that are coming from that school, the school leavers. Are they able to hold their head among the gathering of the clans? That's the point. So all this NECO and WAEC rating, I'm not going to disturb myself on that. What's so important to me is the product that are coming out from the school. Are they well treated? You understand? No, let me put an example to you. When you ask biology teacher to be teaching chemistry, you understand?
Yeah.
You will fail in titration. You understand? All these test of salt and what have you that we used to do in chemistry.
Yeah.
So the point is that instead of go to some school, you won't find physics teacher in some school, even mathematics teacher.
It's not peculiar to Osun State alone.
It's
almost everywhere.
I am talking of my state.
It's almost everywhere.
No, I am talking of my state.
Even there are some places in your state where you have.
I am here because of Osun State.
For the sake of emphasis, Osun State.
I am here because of Osun
Yes.
State, and because of the fact that I'm from Osun State, I should be able to say the way it's supposed to be in Osun.
Okay.
This is not how we make education.
Okay.
That an agri teacher will be taking me physics.
Okay.
How am I going to get my F9s?
Okay.
Then forget all this miracle center are part of what they use to measure school.
Are you saying the governor is complicit to some of these allegations?
No, not at all. But for the fact that this is Chike in the studio. Chike is giving me question and I am answering. And there is this kind of mistake within the studio. From what I'm able to see from this place, who is going to be wholly responsible? It is Wike. Because Wike is the champion of this studio.
Well, Wike is in Abuja. Chike is here in the studio.
Let's
talk about electorate perception and the core issues right now. We're here to talk about the Osun State politics ahead of the elections. And then let's move to the voters themselves. And I want to ask, what are the real issues that will decide the election according to the Ambo movement when it comes to the voters? And then you want to, is it religion? Is it Oyetola's legacy? Is it the economy, which we know is from the federal? Or is it simply anyone but Adeleke, that Ambo wants to become governor? If any other person can become governor, but Adeleke must not become governor. Look at the issues now.
All the factors that you have mentioned are going to come to play.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not. I will start from Ambo himself.
Okay.
Do not forget that I said something. That Ambo was given an opportunity to serve as a commissioner when they observe his performance at Osiko. I don't know, maybe you have done your research on that. When it was, and what happened at Osiko? I want to use it for instance. He made 500 million on grant. By the time he became the MD of Osiko, he took it to 2.5 billion. I'm only using that as an example. I can't give the accurate figure. That pedigree enough is enough to take him to where he was. And from there, the man was able to be taken to be given the position of commissioner. So that one is there. Number two is that apart from his pedigree, religion. We can't take two things away from Nigerian political structure or atmosphere or hemisphere, depending on the definition. We cannot take tribe and religion. It has so much get into our political fabric system. Senator Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke, Christian or Muslim?
Does it matter?
It matters in Nigeria, except in the Senate class. So we are not.
We are here to talk Osun State.
That is the matter in Osun. It matters.
Why?
Osun State it shouldn't be in isolation.
Whether a Christian or a Muslim,
Baba, whether you are from Kaduna or you're from Kano or you're from Sokoto, it plays the same thing.
So did he play the role in 2023 when the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a Muslim, picked up a Muslim again, Kashim Shettima, as his running mate, and they ran on a Muslim ticket? Did Nigeria fall?
Thank you. In 1993, we did the same thing because Nigeria is on the world stage. It has never been so much attached importance to at the federal level. But at this very point in time, in every other state, honestly, there's nothing we are going to do about that. That the major question in the mouth of every individual is, where is this man belong to? To us or to them? That is number one. Number two, you mentioned another factor.
Yeah, I talked about religion, and I also talked about the Oyetola legacy.
Yeah, Oyetola legacy. The fact that Oyetola did not owe salary, because we started our conversation from the fact that we are looking at salary as an achievement. And for the mere fact that Oyetola never borrowed a dime throughout, you can fact check, throughout the 4 years, never borrowed a dime, and he was able to pay successfully the salary within that 4 years, give it to Ambo, the Honorable Commissioner for Finance at the point in time. So that thing, we are going to rely on the inventory of what Oyetola has done to judge Ambo. What is the next
Is
point?
it also based on the economy?
Yes, exactly. Because they were able to raise the IGR of Osun State under Oyetola. Do not forget that the guy studied Aquatorial Science from University of Lagos, Ami Oyetola. And as far as I know, as an insurance broker, he has that kind of basic and major experiences in financing. Ask me where my governor is so superb in all the sectors of life.
Okay, so hold on. Now, it's becoming a trend that former governors who leave office will want a commissioner of finance or the accountant general to take over from them to succeed them in office. Is it a ploy to cover their tracks? Is Ambo coming to cover Oyetola's tracks?
If Oyetola had anything that is so secretive that he wouldn't want anybody to know, thank God Adeleke is there. Why he not expose those
Maybe
things?
he's not. Maybe that's not his priority.
No.
He wants to govern. Maybe he's not interested in that.
You know what would
And
have-
that's why they're trying to bring
You
him
know-
up
you know-
again
no.
for him to cover it before Adeleke sees.
No, there are two things that you are talking about now. Is that you are telling me that my governor is not competent as far as financing is concerned?
No, he is.
Are you sure?
He is.
I want to.
I'm not saying. Oh, hold on.
Let
I'm
me
not
get
saying.
you.
I'm not
Or
saying.
are you saying
No,
that?
hold on.
Or are you saying that apart from administrative and financial competency, that my governor could not is unable to do certain things that he's supposed to do?
No,
Or
that's not-
in the name of the
that's not
fact
what-
that
No, that's not what I'm implying.
Academics?
That's not what I'm implying.
Uh-huh.
Some things might just be a distraction.
it is
to
not
government.
if it could not be a distraction when another person is there, when Ambo is coming, you think he has anything to cover? If there is anything Ambo is going to cover, Demola must have unraveled it.
So is it that you just want to let Adeleke leave that office?
No, God bless you. That is the point I'm coming. The first factor why most of us do not want him again is the fact that he has engaged and he believes, like I said, in prebendalism.
Prebendalism.
He believes that every success must come to an Ede alone. That's number one. Number two is when you look at the administrative part of the Osun State, take it from the way the things have been done from one area to the other. Could you find my governor around that area? Are we saying that there are no K-legs in our administration?
Point anyone out if you've seen any.
You know, sometimes when you have some things to say, but because of some things,
No,
you
it's
just
time
have
for
to-
campaigns. It's time
I
for
know.
campaigns. Lay
It is,
bare. Lay
no,
it bare.
you see, I know it is time for campaign,
Yes.
but I always want to align myself with Dr. Waziri Ibrahim, 1979 to 1983,
Okay.
the presidential candidate of Great Nigerian People Party, GMPP. Man without political bitterness and campaign of calumny. But what I am saying that in administration, there are a lot of
But you've just shown some atom of political bitterness here.
no, not at all. We are
You
no.
just
I'm only open up certain things that I must open up.
So why don't you open up on some of the maladministration you observe?
The maladministration
That you say you observe.
No, okay. Part of the maladministration is the concentration of effort of the government into a certain area. It's part of maladministration. You understand?
Okay.
That is it. Then number two is that I discovered one thing about this present administration of Osun State. Give it to him. Two things. One, Mr. Governor has this kind of pedestrian popularity. I said it.
Okay.
Number two is that he has, as far as commissioner is concerned, if the total commissioner is 18, they are very perfect. You understand?
Wonderful.
But are they really making use of their experiences and talents?
But he has done something well administratively.
No, I don't understand
Getting
it.
you 18 commissioners. According to what
You
said.
can get somebody to be on seat, and that kind of person may not even perform. It is possible for you to give me microphone. I may not be able to know what I'm going to say.
So are you saying
So putting me on the seat does not matter.
are you saying those
until I'm able to
commissioners
prove
are
my
round
virtue.
pegs in square holes?
They could be.
Okay.
They could be. But
You
are
see-
they really functioning? We are talking of an individual that has buried talents. people with special ability that could have taken and that could have unraveled so many things and helped this present administration, but unfortunately they are being silenced.
We have so many questions, many comments from our dear listener here, but before then, critics of Ambo say he is too closely tied to Oyetola's years, and that those years left a bitter taste for many people from Osun State, that they suffered salary arrears.
No.
So how do you address that perception?
Thank you, they are lying. I am here seated. Chike, you have this with you. You can fact check. During the time of Oyetola, he never owed a dime, he never borrowed a dime, and they were able to pay the salary. But the one we referred to in the first instance was that the backlog salaries that were not being paid by Oyetola, I mean by Aregbesola at that time, nobody, he didn't touch it. But I think Mr. Governor is touching it. But there are things, there are certain areas that this president has not paid.
What are Ambo's blueprints? Let me ask you.
Prosper.
Okay.
We call it Prosper.
Okay.
I'll take it from this youth empowerment. Or, Ambo believes that if you want to make a state or a nation to grow further than where it is, then you have to empower the youth. Because we believe they are the champion tomorrow. Okay. How do you empower the youth? Apart from the fact that there's going to be an open route for employment, there are areas where if you channel your effort and your ability, it's going to help the state. The man is very much ready. For example, he said something about agriculture. He said, he's a farmer.
I'm just knowing that.
No, Ambo is a farmer. Okay. He has. I don't want to do.
Okay.
He's a farmer. Now, he now said that there's going to be this kind of government becoming the opticals. It is possible for us to go to farm and have our produce. The government is going to be the opticals. They will buy those things instead of our produce that are being wasted, the cashew and what have you. The government will buy it, and there's going to be commodity market. So if I come to, I want to use it as if I come to Body and they said they're going to sell yam at this rate, if I go to government, it's going to be sold to me at a subsidized rate. You understand? Then two, on the issue of
so he wants to pay subsidy on agriculture.
Exactly. Okay. He believes that when the security is on ground, you don't need to dance before the investor will come. Oh. In fact, there are a lot of things that will make them to come, that will invite them, that will ignite them to come. Part of it is infrastructure. I'm not talking of psychedelic infrastructure. I'm not talking of the kind of flyovers that when you commission today, tomorrow you are going to meet another thing on the ground. I am talking of, he believes one thing, according to what he has stated. If my town believes in growing anamo, and we have this kind of...
Anamo is potato.
Potato, thank you. And he has this kind of natural resources. Why don't we empower people over there to be able to mass produce whatever things that you have over there? And government is going to, this kind of value chain addition. If you grow cassava, it could be turned to gari, it could be turned to starch. So, according to him, the SMEs, small, medium scale enterprises, they are going to be given grants and loans for them to be able to come over. Because we believe that not everybody could work with the government. The moment you have something to do, then we need to empower you. For you to be able to look at what happened in China. At least when you are referring to Samsung today, is an individual. But the government of the nation pump money to them, help them. As they were producing, government is helping them to take those things, outside the confine of their country, and today they are being celebrated. So these are part of what is going to do. And as far as earth is concerned, we have this kind of problem of earth in Osun. Check the newspaper. Was it yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. Check yesterday's paper. You will see that Osun, out of the place where they have this dilapidated infrastructure as far as earth is concerned, Osun number 2. So he now said that all these primary health centers, instead of just do a mere window dressing and cosmetics opportunity, there's going to be people working there with all the facilities. So he has said that he has this kind of program that is on ground. And this is a man that, go and check his record. He worked for 30 years in bank. Go and check his record.
So what is it, one thing, that you pinpoint to and say, this is one thing Governor Adeleke did not do right?
Okpo.
Just one thing. Just one thing. Just one thing. one thing that you see is grave, that you say this Governor Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke did not do right in Osun State.
Thank you.
That Ambo wants to correct.
Yeah, thank you. You will see that I said, oh, that is, there are many. But you say I should mention one.
Just one.
Education.
Education.
Sincerely yours.
But you're seventh on the WAEC rating.
If we are relying on that infantry,
but
also will not grow.
But that is the way other states rely.
No, and I will give you a case study. Okay. Even though you are talking of the basic education, secondary and primary school, but I'm coming. Today, if you want to send your word to University of Ilesha to study nursing, you are going to pay 1.5 million naira. When Governor Shemakide came on board, he did one thing, which I think supposed to be emulated by my governor. He reduced the amount of money being paid. And I will start an example. In 1986, I finished my secondary school. I was unable to pass my exam, so I went to retake my paper. In 1990, I was able to get my result, and they gave me admission to Benue State University, Makurdi, to come and study international law and jurisprudence. Brother me, I did not even have the money, the fund that would take me from Obago to Ikemu, which is 20 naira. No! Imagine I am one of the students that has just left secondary school and I want to go to University of Malaysia. Where will my mother get 1.5 million naira? What are our resources over there in Osun State? What are the major things that we are doing? You go to farm, you come back from the farm, they are selling Iru, selling all this. How are they going to get it? So, which means, as far as my governor is concerned, he's a capitalist who will not want any other person to grow.
Well, other governors are capitalists. Other governors
governor could be, but I've started an example of an individual in your state. When he came on board, he reduced the amount of money being paid by the students.
Okay, but let me ask you, is education cheap?
It depends on the way we want to define it.
Education is not cheap.
No, it depends on the way you want to define it. In 1951.
Okay, so there's this
in 1951, my uncle was on the farm doing certain things. He said he was with his radio listening to the premier, and he said that henceforth from 1955 as we have it today, there's going to be free education. Today I'm talking of an individual.
So there's this maxim. And I'm going to say it in pidgin English. I get them before, not be property. Education used to be free and cheap in the past, but today is not cheap.
But there is a way government could do that.
How?
The reason being the fact that do not forget that I'm not going to
do that. Then the president would have started it.
No, it doesn't matter.
It does. We have federal universities.
No, we are running federal system.
We have federal universities.
We are running federal system.
We also have federal universities.
We are running federal system.
There are federal universities
which means that Mr. Governor believes that there are state universities. Seyi Makinde, he could have his own whatever. But Seyi Makinde looked at it. The man went to University of Lagos and he believes that LAUTECH does not belong to federal government. It's been owned by two states and he called the amount of money being paid. No, you shouldn't, because John Locke said something. I have sold my right to you by a mere fault that I've given to you. If I have given you my input of support, then give me my input of need. If you want to give me an input of need, start from education. He who takes education away from you takes your life.
Well, I'll be taking your messages in a bit, and I've been discussing with the spokesperson of the Ambo Movement Group in Osun State ahead of the Osun State elections come 15th August 2026. Comrade Femi Babalola. I call him Bablu. Bablu, we've received several thoughtful contributions, but I'll be taking them one after the other. Let's start with Mrs. Fumilayo. Well, thank you for always turning up. Mrs. Fumilayo Adebayo from Bodija here in Ibadan. She says, Comrade Femi, many of us in Oyo are watching Osun closely because what happens there affects the Southwest. If Ambo wins, we'll work with the federal government without becoming a rubber stamp. Or will Osun just become another outpost of Abuja?
No,
politics?
the answer is no.
That is the fear.
I can assure you. Because this is it though. If Lagos State and all the states that are being controlled by APC are not an appendage of federal government, Osun can never be. Let me say this to you. We are talking of an individual that has a clear-cut definition of what governance is and what administration should be. And that's Ambo. Asiwaju Monerino, Bola Oyebaji, my Oga, whom I'm the spokesperson for. You understand? He believes in that. And the point still remains that, honestly speaking, we may not experience El Dorado, as you have just said, and Ethiopian, state, but to some extent, we will near it.
You know why people are scared of Osun State becoming another appendage of the federal government if Ambo wins the election? Well, for some months, there's been this back and forth, the tussle of local government funds in Osun State. Local government funds were withheld in Osun State, and the governor of the state, Governor Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, who you say is administratively incompetent, was able to run Osun State without local government funds. Don't you give him a plus?
I give him 0.
Why?
Are you waiting to be spending the local government?
I'm coming. Wait, hold on.
I am coming.
If you say that, Oyetola waited for government to give him allocation, local government funds.
In those days, do not forget that in those days there is nothing like autonomy in local government. They were not being autonomous.
But
now the point is that are we expecting? Yeah, they are.
They are not.
They are.
They are not.
They are.
They are
I
not.
said they are.
They are not.
I said
so
they
I can
are.
prove it to
the
you.
point is this: are we expecting the state government to be spending local government money on their behalf?
Okay, so
the answer is no.
So it is ideally local governments are supposed to function autonomously.
Thank you.
However, there was a Supreme Court judge, but the implementation has not been held.
Because there is still lacuna within the concept of the Constitution and that of the judgment. And I'm going to cite an example.
So
in Osun State that you have just mentioned,
let's make it easy for our listener. That lacuna in the Constitution, Section 162, subsection 678 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, talks about JAC, joint allocation, that's joint account of the state government and local government. And a part of that constitution states that monies shall be sent to local government on the approval of the State House of Assembly.
These are the lacuna that I'm talking about.
So if that lacuna still exists, then local government autonomy is not yet in motion.
I think I want to agree with you partially.
Why are you then holding funds of Osun State local government?
Thank you. Good. I want to agree with you partially. Lagos and Rivers State, check it now. They are collecting their money. About 3 or 4 states, they are collecting it directly, the federal location directly. Do not forget that at the time, CBN said, and the Ministry of Finance,
they should open account.
No, they should. Thank you. Only few that are able to open that, not only open account. They said they should bring the account of the past 6 months. You understand? Only few states were able to do that. Then in Osun State, this is the problem. The Supreme Court judgment. Have they got it to Supreme? Delivered. Or the appeal court? I have forgotten.
Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. That delivered. None of the people over there were able, even in Nigeria, were able to read and interpret the CTC, certified true copy. And that's the problem. You see, it's like a man. You understand? Chike and Bablo, they are fighting over a parcel of land. We now went to court. We now go to court. As you are in court, the judge said, Chike, because you are able to bring every document that will show that you are the owner of the land, we give it to you. Femi, Bablo, because you know the historical perspective of the land, you own it. Who is the owner?
Well, the courts have to interpret
Thank
that.
you.
All right, let's get to the next comment here. Alhaji Musa Olawale from Iwo in Osun State. Thank you for joining us this morning. He says the NURT crisis has made many of us drivers afraid. Interesting. We just want peace in the parks. Which of the two candidates is more likely to guarantee that transporters will not be used as political thugs again? That's what Alhaji is asking here. That's Alhaji Musa Olawale asking. Well,
can I answer that question?
No, that would be one-sided.
No. Allow me to. You know what I want to say.
Okay.
Chike, we've known each other for more than a decade now.
Yeah.
You know me as a journalist and
Yeah.
as a public affairs analyst. What's my concern about NURTW? It's not in my domain. It's not my constituency.
Okay, so that's let's leave there. Let's go to Tolu Adeyemi from Oshogbo. Yes, who is a young graduate, and he says both sides talk about empowerment. Can Comrade Femi tell us one concrete thing Ambo will do differently from the current administration regarding job creation?
As far as you are a graduate and you are employable, it is one thing for you to be a graduate. It is another thing for you to be employable. You are already having an opportunity. You understand? Number two is that, like I said, Ambo believes that there are what your talent and your ability is telling you to do. bring it to the fore. The government is ready to help you.
Okay,
And
that
is it.
sounds like a gamble.
No,
But,
not at all.
whatever it is.
Except you cannot define your ability and your perception. If you're able to define it, then it with the government.
Okay, maybe you need a godfather to do that.
No, you don't need a godfather.
Okay.
Your godfather is your ability, is your skills that you are possessed.
Okay, Chief Biodun Ojo from Ile-Ife, thank you for joining us this morning. It says, some people say Adeleke's accessibility is his greatest strength. Ambo is seen as more technocratic and distant. How do you bridge that perception gap with ordinary people?
What a very good question. The point is still remain that if there is anybody that has identified himself with the low, I want to use, if there is any individual that condescends himself to the low of men estate, talk of Ambosa.
Oh.
I'm talking of an individual. Okay, go there now. If you can see gate man in his house, go and check. If you can see gate, I'm not talking of certain place with the call country home. You just have to ring. The police will send you away before you have an access. And before you go have an access, they will tell you call somebody whom you want to see. If they discover that you can't see anything, they will send you. And I'm going to make that example. A journalist left Ibadan. For him to interview, he came back home empty-handed. Wow. Go there now, you won't find anybody.
Of course, you need to make necessary arrangement before you travel to.
You don't need, Baba.
You do.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Do you want to interview my boss?
Very well.
I'll give you the number. Call him.
Okay. We will talk after the show this morning. We'll talk after the program. But Barbara, I'm so surprised that you're saying Ambo is the only one who is so low that can, meet with the downtrodden. I remember those days.
Are you talking of the dancing culture?
Hold on.
Dancing.
Hold on. I want to put it to you.
Okay.
I remember those days when you danced with Adeleke.
Good.
You danced with Adeleke.
I love you for that.
And today,
I love
dancing
you.
again.
Yeah, I love you. This is it. In 2018, when the man wanted to contest,
when the governor, he's a governor. Let's give him that respect.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I tender my apology.
All
when
right.
the governor, the executive governor for Osun State, when he was about to contest as a senator, I worked with an individual from Iwo, who is the current House of Rep member. That is LNK. We used to go to country home at that time. Because of that love, I transfer it again in 2022. 3 of us engage in public speaking for this governor. Myself, HOB, and Rashid Olale, who is the spokesperson now. The deputy spokesperson is HOB. I'm left out. Anyway, that's not a problem. But the fact still remains that yet at that very point in time, I made one nasty mistake. And that is exactly what I would not want to repeat again. Chike, I want to speak for you. I think I should be able to know your background, where you are coming from. That will help me. If I say something, will you believe me?
Go ahead.
I am in this studio and I stand before God. People are listening to me. Ambo has never seen me as a person. He invited me to Azadingo.
But you saw Adeleke then?
I didn't.
At his country home?
No, sir.
You never saw him?
Sincerely, I only spoke with
Babolowo. Okay, that's
I am not saying if I want to see him, I'm not saying I'm not going to see him.
Yeah.
But if I'm born invited, and I have my reason, sir, as we are talking now, many people are asking questions. They want to get to know certain things. There are areas in which I'm going. When I wanted to start talking for Ambo, I didn't go to him. Sincerely speaking, I went to every nook and cranny of the places where he has worked, including his stand. You understand? And some other areas. I interviewed the market women, students, the youth, and even the corporate bodies for me to be able to get the nitty-gritty of who is this kind of man called Ambo. Till date, I have everything. It's a modicum of compendium of what's it called? Books. I've written about it. And that is where I am. Picking my things. But for him to sit me down that, okay, this is what I've done. I won't allow. In journalism, if I want to know more about the person who owns Dominion Television, if I come to you, you will give me what you know about him that will help him. Let me go to cleaner. That's the way we have been taught.
So you're saying because you were left out, you had to port to Ambo's camp?
No, not really. I have 2 people that could bear testimony to what I want to say.
But are you aggrieved Were you aggrieved that you were left out at some point? As a human being, you were aggrieved.
No, the most important thing is that if you are going to politics, you need to have the second address.
Okay.
That's one. Thank God for my work. That's one. Number two, yes, human being, flesh. Why did you do this to me?
You were three. Later, you became only one.
Only one outside. Even there's a guy, I think it's an essay on essay on communication, who is a friend from Indonesia. Whenever he looks at me, Femi, what you have done is not good. I said, no, it's not you. The point is that God does not have me to be in that place. Number two is that I want to measure an individual, Ibukun Fadipe, who is the senatorial candidate. The senator is the Senate candidate for, what's it called? For Accord from Osun East. The man called me. He said, Egbon, we are together. What's the problem? I want you to move. I said, no, I've done my assignment. He may be listening to me. Thank God we are going to share this. He will listen to me. I said, I've gone far. I have done what I'm supposed to do regarding this man, Ambo. Why don't I follow the former speaker? It's somebody I know from Ejibo. But I have done my assignment back and forth, and I know who is going to claim the opportunity in August 15.
Well, so many questions here, but well, you've talked about religion. Hajia Rukayat Akinola from Elisha is talking about religion here being widespread about, okay, some Christians will vote, blah, blah. Well, we'll get there, but let's look at this.
I think there is a very important question in number 5.
Yes.
Sorry, I think Mr.
Kemi Salam from Ede. She says, as a market woman, her biggest, she's saying her biggest worry is the cost of living and multiple levies. But parties have collected money from us in different ways. She didn't say one party, parties. So she says, what assurance can Ambo give that the harassment will reduce?
No, both parties that mean the federal government, the state government and then the local government. These are what we are saying. He's an economic expert. He's a financial expert. You know, even this multiple taxation, we've been talking about it, and it's still ongoing in Osun State. Hey, I can assure them that the man that is coming now, call him Socrates of finance. Okay,
so let me see if I can take just one question, maybe the 10th question there. Let me see if I can I can get the 10th question on the screen there from Elder Adebisi Ogunleye from Ilaorogun. Yes, from Ilaorogun there. It says, Comrade Femi, if Ambo loses, will the movement accept the result and prepare for the next cycle?
Definitely, yes. We don't need to.
Or should you expect prolonged litigation?
No, there is nothing like prolonged litigation. Have you forgotten that everything is supposed to stop within 3 months? You understand? Within 3 months. So the point is that if he lose, what happened? We will take it. That's all.
And then maybe you see yourself as a serial loser.
It doesn't matter. What matters is that means people believe in Adeleke, that he could still deliver the dividends of democracy.
All right.
Which I believe. I'm not preempting, but I can see somebody is going to lose.
Well, there will be a winner and there will be a loser.
Definitely, yes. In every contest.
INEC would decide.
No, not INEC or people?
INEC would.
I love that.
The people will vote. INEC will decide
the winner.
INEC will announce the winner. The people will decide. INEC will announce.
You will remain my friend.
INEC will announce the winner.
I love you.
And the people will decide.
I love that.
Thank you, Femi Babalola, for featuring on the agenda this morning. For the sake of our time, we just have to wrap it up. Thank you so much. We should be in Oshogbo together. Or we should be covering the elections in Oshogbo.
But you know I won't go as a reporter.
You're not going as a reporter.
I would rather go to cast my vote.
And then as an observer too.
And good, that is it.
So we would also observe you.
Thank you so much.
While you are casting your vote, and then we'll observe everything there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, Comrade Femi Babalola there, speaking with us ahead of the Osun August 15, 2026 election. But dear listener, the choice on the 15th of August belongs to the people of Osun. Whether you support Governor Adeleke or on the Accord platform or Ambo on the APC ticket, the quality of the debate and the peace of the state matter more than any single victory. We've heard about performance versus visibility. the dangerous politics inside the motor parks, and the quiet calculations of ordinary voters. 11 days to go. May wisdom guide the electorate. Well, I am Chike Obogu on the agenda this morning. I want to say good morning to you, and may Oshun know peace.